Pixar's movies are a veritable basket of Easter eggs, filled with running gags and references to other Pixar properties that only eagle-eyed fans might notice. Cars 3 is no exception, and contains a truckload of new hidden gems.
But I like a challenge.
Here's a look at some of the Easter eggs you might have missed in the Cars franchise's third lap around the track. A113. It's a tradition for Pixar films to contain at least one reference to A113, the number of the classroom in which many of its veterans, including John Lasseter and Brad Bird, studied in at the California Institute for the Arts. Luckily, the symbol wasn't too hard to spot in Cars 3. A113 shows up most noticeably on the door of the office of Rusty's owner and company CEO Sterling, as he takes a meeting with his new racer, product, Lightning McQueen. The Pizza Planet Truck. Ever since it debuted in Pixar's first feature film, Toy Story, the Pizza Planet truck has popped up in most of its films. Considering Lightning McQueen's car number 95 is a direct nod to the year Toy Story was released, it's not too surprising that in Cars 3, the old pickup makes yet another appearance. The truck pops up this time during the Demolition Derby race McQueen and his trainer-turned-protege, Cruz Ramirez, participate in while undercover. In the mud track scene, it's open season in terms of which types of vehicles can participate in the Crazy 8 run, with the last vehicle standing emerging as the night's winner. And for a brief moment, the Pizza Planet truck can be seen giving it a go against the likes of Incognito McQueen, Ramirez, and a school bus Miss Fritter, whose name may be a wink to Magic School Bus teacher Miss Frizzle.
I don't know. I got nothing.
The Pixar Ball. Much like A113, the Pixar Luxo Ball, a yellow bouncy ball with a blue stripe and a red star, has become a must for each of the studio's films, including Cars 3. Along with the Pizza Planet truck, the Pixar Ball can be seen in the Demolition Derby sequence, drawn on the hood of one car that crashes into another. Whereas the Pizza Planet truck was a dead giveaway thanks to its rocket topper, the Pixar Ball is a little trickier to spot in the mudslinging crowd of cars. Some familiar branding. The Cars series is filled with automobiles that are sponsored by 4 corporations, and there are a ton of Easter eggs planted in those brand names. By and Large, for example, makes an appearance as a sponsor of one of the early race cars in the film, and is seen on the sidelines as one of McQueen's major races against rookie sensation Jackson Storm. B&L, Pixar fans might recall, is a corporation that made an appearance in WALL-E, and played a big role in leaving the world in ruins. It's since appeared in subsequent Pixar picks, including Toy Story 3 and up. Dynaco is another old brand that's continued to maintain its relevance in the Cars world, as the sponsor of Strip Weathers, his nephew Carl Weathers, and eventually newcomer speedster Ramirez. Another brand that gets a nod is Triple Dent Gum, which was first introduced in Inside Out. Cinderella's Pumpkin. Sterling's office isn't just a place where A113 can be found. The iconic image of Cinderella's pumpkin carriage can also be seen in the background of his office. Although Cinderella is an ancient property of pre-Pixar Disney, the film has been referenced in subsequent House of Mouse properties before, including The Little Mermaid. Coco. Pixar's next cinematic release, Coco, also gets a couple of nods in Cars 3. Not only does the name of the film appear to pop up in the racetrack sidelines during a few shots in the film, but the town featured in the movie is also showcased on a training screen at the fancy new Sterling Center, when a racer is asked by Ramirez to think of his hometown. NASCAR racers take a new name. NASCAR fans should have a field day figuring out which of their tertiary characters in the film represent the real-life racers who voice them. Among the industry superstars who make brief audio cameos as car characters in the film, Jeff Gordon reprising his Cars 2 role as Jeff Gorvette, Darryl Waltrip coming back as Darryl Cartrip, Daniel Suarez making his debut as Daniel Swervez, Ryan Blaney as Ryan Inside Laney, Chase Elliott as Chase Racelet, and Bubba Wallace, driver of the number 6 Disney Pixar's Cars 3 Ford, as Bubba Wheelhouse. Gentlemen, start your microphones! Perhaps the most subtle NASCAR reference, though, had more to do with a monkey than a human driver. Jocko Flocko is the storied simian co-driver that helped Tim Flock win a race in the early 50s. His name was referenced by the disguise Mac put on his trailer to trick racers at the drift track, where McQueen and Ramirez went to practice. Paul Newman resurrected. Perhaps one of the most bittersweet surprises in Cars 3 is the return of Doc Hudson, a character originally voiced by the late Paul Newman. His status as Lightning's mentor made a monumental impact on the racer. especially as Lightning added more miles to his odometer and started being edged out by newer, faster vehicles. Not only was he brought back in spirit and flashbacks to his scenes from Cars, but he was also given new dialogue during those nostalgic moments.
More speed, more of everything.
According to Cars 3 producer Kevin Rea, those sound bites came courtesy of Between Takes Cars audio that captured Newman, a real-life driving enthusiast talking about racing just for fun. He told Slashfilm John Lasseter had left all the tapes running on Cars 1, so he had all these hours of Paul talking about everything, and a lot of it was about racing. Car Talk. For fans of the NPR talk show Car Talk, the voices of Tam Magliozzi, who passed away in 2014, and his brother Ray have been fun additions as Rusty and Dusty throughout the Cars films. They pay poignant tribute to their old show while saying goodbye to McQueen, after selling Rusty's to Sterling with the hopes of giving their prized racer a better life by uttering the Car Talk catchphrase.
Don't drive like my brother.
And don't drive like my brother.
Thanks for watching. Click the looper icon to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Plus, check out all this cool stuff we know you'll love too.